Hi, my name is Peter Diamandis. I'm the founder and chairman of the XPRIZE Foundation, and I want to say thank you for registering for our 2018 Visioneers Design Competition. So one of the most extraordinary things I've ever done in my life was to design what was the original XPRIZE, the $10 million Ansari XPRIZE for spaceflight. You have to imagine it'd been my dream forever to fly into space, and I gave up on NASA being the way I was going to go there. And when I read Charles Lindbergh's autobiography, that in 1927 he actually crossed the Atlantic not on a whim, but to win a $25,000 prize, the light bulb went off. And I said, if I can create the right prize with the right parameters and the right incentives, I could crowdsource a solution of a rocket that could carry me and my friends into space. And that ultimately became the Ansari XPRIZE. And one of the things I had the most fun with ever was designing that competition and then seeing it launched and then seeing 27 teams from around the world spend $100 million to try and meet the design criteria that I wrote down on a piece of paper. And so I want to give you that same joy. I want your help. Everyone here at the XPRIZE believes that we can crowdsource the designs of our prizes at the same time that we crowdsource the teams to win those prizes. So that's what this experiment is about. So wherever you're from, if you're at a high school, a college, if you're working at Google and doing this at night, it doesn't matter, any place on the planet, we welcome your ideas. So as you know, in this competition, we have 5 different subjects. We have a 2018 design competition in corals to help protect our coral reefs. We have one on disaster prediction. Can you predict where a hurricane is going to go more accurately or predict when an earthquake is going to happen? One is lifting farmers out of poverty. If we can uplift farmers in Africa and give them a better earning, they uplift their communities. Another one is feeding the next billion. How do we feed the next billion in a more efficient, healthier fashion? And then finally, the entire field of energy. And we'll be talking more about that. So hopefully you've chosen one of those subjects or more. And over this video and 4 more, a total of 5 videos, I want to teach you the fundamentals of designing a great XPRIZE. This is something that we've created over the years, and I hope that you will watch this video now to get started as you complete your XPRIZE design with you, your friends, your team. And you'll watch it again and again to understand, did you get the nuance right? Are you designing a great XPRIZE? So let's jump into the content of this first video. So I welcomed you. I've told you this is the most fun that I've had and the most fun you're going to have. It's going to be great, sort of setting the goalpost. I think of it as sort of throwing yourself a touchdown pass in football. You sort of set where you want to go, you unleash this competition, and teams around the world that you've never heard of, from places you've never been, sort of come in and start attacking to try and win that competition in an entirely Darwinian set of approaches, right? You have no idea what the approach is going to be, but one of them hopefully will hit your criteria. All right, so as you're doing this, we have posted a donor intent video. Each of the individuals, like Tony Robbins, who's co-funding the Feed the Next Billion, we have a donor intent video from him, and from Gagan Gupta out of Gabon, Africa, who is looking at how do you uplift farmers. Go watch the donor intent video for the prize that you want to design. That's a great place to start. And next, the question is, what is the specific breakthrough in that field? So I'm going to use in these videos the Ansari XPRIZE as the generic model here, because I know it best. So the donor intent video was open up space for everybody. That was the intention ultimately the Ansari family put forward their $10 million for. And the question is, where do you start? Opening up space, I mean, do you have a competition to take people to asteroids, to the moon, to living a year in space? What was it? So the actual specific breakthrough that I wanted to see happen in this very first XPRIZE was I wanted to actually just show a very basic existence proof that a private entrepreneur or a private company could launch people into space. Because up until the Ansari XPRIZE, it had been just nation states, the United States, China, the Soviet Union, Europe, basically launching people. And so it was not believed that a private company could do it. It could be an entrepreneurial pursuit. Today we've got Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, and it's going strong. But back then it wasn't. So my specific breakthrough, the specific objective I wanted, was simply to create the demonstration that a private individual could open up, could go into space, and change the mindset. This was as much about changing the global mindset about the problem as it was demonstrating the technology. We'll come back to this more in the second video. All right, the next thing I want you to be thinking about is, in whichever of these prize topics you're going after, what is the root cause that you're going after? So in the prize area, the area that you want to cause the breakthrough, what's the root cause that the breakthrough hasn't existed already? So, why isn't it happening on its own? Why aren't entrepreneurs rushing in and doing it? What's holding them back? And in success for the prize you design, why is that going to attack that root cause and cause people to try and solve it? Maybe it's just we put up a target, and without a target you'll miss it. And so by creating a target, that's enough. Well, for me, the root cause for the Ansari XPRIZE was that no one believed that a private company could do it, so no one would invest money. As well, the laws didn't exist. In the United States, the FAA did not allow a private company, only a government could launch into space. So we had to change the belief, the mindset that would cause money to come in, and we had to change the rules and regulations, at least here in the US, the FAA's rules and regulations. So those were our root causes that we identified, and when we designed the XPRIZE for spaceflight, they were going after those root causes. What makes a great XPRIZE? We're going to spend the entire second video on that, but let me just hit it to get you thinking. A great XPRIZE is a competition that anyone around the world could enter, that is very clear, measurable, objective, and that when that prize is won, you know it, the team knows it, the world knows it. So it wasn't, a competition. The original Ansari XPRIZE, I'm going to pitch you the sort of the winning team statement right now. We'll hit it again later. But the winning team XPRIZE statement for the Ansari XPRIZE was, the winning team will build a privately funded spaceship that can carry 3 adults to 100 kilometers altitude, land safely, and do that again within 2 weeks. That was it. But it was very measurable, very objective, right? Privately funded, we defined what that was. 3 people, we actually gave an average height, weight, volume, if you would, for the people that had to be able to be in the spaceship. 100 kilometers altitude, very clear. Twice inside of 2 weeks, again, very clear. So that, and for each of those, we'll go into this later, there was a reason for each of those prize rules. But that clear, objective, measurable goals made for a great XPRIZE. So this is an orientation video, video 1 for you. I hope this is useful to get you in the mindset of designing a great XPRIZE. And so again, thank you for registering for this. I hope that we are able to get out of you amazing ideas and that you have a chance of changing the world. It's just the thought that the right idea unleashed into the universe could incentivize teams around the world to compete, to unleash capital, change laws, and solve that problem. That's the world we're living in today. So again, thank you and welcome aboard.